Hi and welcome back to my channel Aetherea. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Zina and I'm here to help you and guide you to make your own beautiful and whimsical clothes. As the title suggests, I wanted to challenge myself and see if I can make something out of cheesecloth. The idea actually came when I bought some cheesecloths for myself for my kitchen. And I was like, okay, I need to get it washed first because I bought it from my local market. And I was very pleasantly surprised what came out of my washing machine, because if you ever seen cheesecloth, you know the fabric is quite smooth, sheer and very fragile. So you can imagine when I wash it, I was like, oh my god, is this gonna break? Is this what's gonna come out of it? So I was very surprised, very happy when I saw this beautiful wrinkled up fabric that looked very much like cotton gauze. Oh, I'm pronouncing it right, I'm not sure. But when I saw it, I was like, yes, I know I can do something with this. I want to do something with it. And since I already had a trip planned to Versailles, and based on Versailles, I planned this blouse around it. So I was like, okay, I definitely need to make something with it, and now we have this. Also make sure to stay until the very end of this video, because there I will give the conclusion, my thoughts on this experiment and what I would do actually differently. As always, I would suggest for you to watch the whole video so you can see the whole process, and then you can adapt it to your own style, to your own skill levels, and also based on the materials you have. You don't have to use cheesecloth. Yeah, for me it was just an experiment, and I know that I will be using this fabric again because it's 100% cotton. It's very cheap actually, and I just love the sheerness of it. Generally, it gives me that ethereal look. But for now, let's just go into the video. Happy making and good luck. Unlike my other videos, this time I'm showing you the pattern only as I base it on my own full torso pattern. If you want to create a basic block for yourself, you can watch the video linked at the top. Let me know in the comment section if you guys would be interested in a full pattern for this blouse. I am considering making my own patterns to sell at some point, but I would like to check if there's actually some interest first. So let me know. So I have now prepared my pattern pieces. The printed one, I did take it and then had to copy it all over again because I need the back, the front, one single layer, because the fabric is quite slippery and because it's very wrinkled, it has to be cut on a single layer. So I've done that with the collar as well. Obviously the sleeve is gonna be one-time cut. Once all the pieces were ready, I moved on to the front closure. To create the opening, I folded the front piece in half and cut about 10 centimeters down the center. To stabilize the split and prevent fraying, I applied fusible tape along the edges. This not only gave the fabric some structure, but also made it easier to sew neatly. Then I used bias tape to finish the raw edges of the opening, wrapping it around and stitching it in place. For this entire project, I used the French seam method. So I started by placing my pieces right side together, although to be honest, with this fabric there wasn't really a clear right or wrong side. After that, I flipped the garment inside out and stitched along the seam again to enclose all the raw edges, giving it a clean, professional finish. I think this is a really good tip that I'm gonna give, because if you're working with a slippery fabric or this cheesecloth, if you want to redo this project at home, use a stabilizer like this fusible tape. And because the fabric shifts constantly, put your pattern piece underneath and then like push it until everything aligns. And then as you can see now, the fabric piece now aligns to the pattern underneath, and I can comfortably attach it later to the bodice. I pinned the collar pieces together, leaving the neckline curve open so I could turn it right side out later. Once the collar was neatly flipped and pressed, I attached it to the blouse, pinning it in place and making sure everything was perfectly aligned before stitching. Here I was trying to decide which of my crochet samples to use for the collar. I made a few different ones to test out and see which design matched the blouse best. Once I decided which crochet design to use, I started working on the edges using a 1mm crochet hook and some cotton yarn. I began by going through the fabric and creating my foundation chains. I'll be uploading shorts for each crochet edge I used in this project, so you can see a proper in-depth mini tutorial on how to make each one. After finishing the base row, I moved on to the second row to start building the crochet pattern. Let's move on to the sleeves. I started by stitching the sleeve seams together, again using the French seam method for a neat finish. Once that was done, I used a gathering stitch along the sleeve cap to create those soft puffed gathers. To attach the sleeve to the bodice, I pinned it in place with the right sides facing each other, so that the armhole also have a clean French seam finish. For the Marie Antoinette inspired double sleeve layer, I cut an additional piece of fabric. I then pinned this piece to the sleeve, right sides together, ready to stitch them into one elegant layered design. Just like the collar, I added crochet decorations along all the sleeve edges. I now will let you sit back and watch me crochet for a bit. It's just so relaxing, and I'll see you again at the end of the video. So going back to the original question, can I make a blouse out of cheesecloth? I think we can all agree it's a yes. Would I do this experiment again? Absolutely yes. Did it come out beautifully? Yeah, I love that ethereal look about it. I love the sheerness of it, about it, the versatile that I can use it as just a blouse or I can use it underneath a dress. It is a very versatile piece now in my wardrobe that I just love. But there are a few different things that I would consider and keep in mind for the next time I would use cheesecloth as my main fabric. One, it is very, very fragile. That means, for example, the blouse that I just made, I can never put it into my washing machine. I am hella scared what will come out of it because I already, like, when I put it on, I have to remove all my jewelry because I'm scared something gets stuck and I pull a thread, and it is very fragile. So hand wash only. Number two would be using stabilizer or fusible tape. It is a must, especially on the shoulder part. Also, I used fusible tape as a way to keep up the structure of my pattern pieces. For example, when I first tried attaching the collar to the bodice without using fusible tape, it was not matching, so the collar was way bigger than the bodice, but as soon as I stabilized it, it worked out. Again, so for number three, as mentioned before, the fabric is quite fragile, and I think if you double up, that will give safety to the fabric. What I mean is, if you basted two fabrics together and then cut your pattern, it will be much stronger than just having one layer. But don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the sheerness, so I think it will depend when I would use double or just one layer. Number four would be shrinkage. So as you can see, the fabric shrinked insanely, and it almost shrinked half size. When you're buying fabric for your project, you have to double up because it will shrink half the size of it. And this is it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment if you have any questions or you just want to comment. That's also totally fine. I'm always happy to receive comments. And if you're interested in more sewing projects like this, then hit that subscription button right there, because more beautiful whimsical projects are on the way. If you want to explore more videos like this, then go to my channel, because I have more videos where I show you how to make your own patterns and how to make your own clothes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!